So how was your IPMAT Rohtak examination? Well, for some of the students, it went extremely well, and there were mixed reviews from the other students. Some of them were able to attempt 90 odd questions. They were little depressed. Some of them were able to cross 105, 110 marks, and I came across a single student who said that, sir, thoda risk leke, calculated risk leke, I attempted all 120 questions. So, it was mixed review across the country, I would say that. Whatever has happened, has happened. You don't need to bother too much about what has happened in IPMAT Rohtak. You need to start thinking about the next step. What I'm going to do here is, I am going to divide my video into two parts. For the one who are going to appear for IPMAT Indore examination on 23rd of May, and the others who are not going to appear, or they are going to appear but they don't have much hope from IPMAT Indore. Okay, so let me address to those who are going to appear for IPMAT Indore examination, irrespective of your attempt in IPMAT Rohtak, whether you attempted 90, 95, 100, 110 or 120, all of you will have to start at zero on 23rd of May when you write IPMAT Indore examination. Last year, I had 4 students who were not able to clear IPMAT Rohtak cutoff, but they were able to fetch a PI call from IPM Indore. So this year, I'm sure, if your IPMAT Rohtak paper has not gone well, you would be that one of those students who would perform, or I would say would outperform your other fellow competitors in IPMAT Indore examination. So forget whatever has happened. You need to start channelizing your energy in the right direction in next 5 days. You can either write 2 mocks, max 2 mocks, or stick to 1 mock. If you're planning to write only one IPMAT Indore mock, take that mock on 20th of May. If you're planning to write 2 mocks IPMAT Indore, then take one on 19th and one on 21st. If you have to take my input, I would suggest take only 1 mock. Either write on 19 or 20. 20 would be a safe bet. 18 you just completed your IPMAT Rohtak, and so keep yourself little calm, relax, peace on today and tomorrow. That's 18 and 19. Write 1 mock on 20th and then analyze. And again, keep yourself, little free, not studying too much, not taking too much of stress, keeping yourself calm without any panic mode on 21st and 22nd. So this is what you should be doing in next 5 days. Okay, don't think too much about it. Don't think about the outcome. Don't think whether the paper will be difficult or the paper will be easy. How would be the con section? How would be the verbal section? You don't need to think all those things. Jaisa aayega, waisa aayega. The paper has already been set. Right? Now you cannot do much about it. Okay. Now let me address to those students who are not planning to write IPMAT Indore, or they are planning to write IPMAT Indore but zyada hope nahi hai. So what you should ideally start doing is start preparing for the JIPMAT examination, as well as at the same time start preparing for the next round, that is VET and the interview round. Okay. It's very important, it's very crucial to start preparing for your interview round from right now, because you will have to know a lot of things when you face the actual interview. For example, if I ask you what are your strengths and weaknesses, and if you don't know your strengths and weaknesses, then that's a problem, right? And there will be questions based on current affairs and geopolitical news, so you need to read a lot. Okay, so start preparing for that. Whether you will get an IPM Rohtak interview call or any other interview call, I would say that start preparing for it, because you don't want to be in a situation where you get a PI call and you realize that, oh, 5 days or 10 days down the line I have an actual interview. You don't want to be in that situation, right? So when you have time right now, start preparing for it. I am not saying you start preparing for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. Probably 2 to 3 hours on your personal interview, you should start preparing from today itself. Again repeating, whatever has happened in IPMAT Rohtak has happened. That's not going to change your destiny. I always believe in destiny, okay? And I'm sure most of you would also believe in destiny. So forget about your past, focused on your future. That's what going to matter the most. All the best everyone for IPMAT Indore exam, JIPMAT exam and the upcoming interview rounds.